Hey loggers, I want to thank you for your support so far. Together we can build a wonderful community and expand this creepy universe even further. Help me reach 500 subscribers. Something very big is coming. Now without further ado, when we reach 500, the next door opens. What waits beyond is something I can't face alone. Join the logs. Stay aware. Stay afraid. Let's dive into today's story. There's a path behind my grandmother's house that no one talks about. It cuts through the forest at a strange angle, always muddy no matter the weather. The trees along it grow twisted, not bent, not broken, but leaning inward like they're listening. When I was a kid, she warned me, if the path bleeds, don't follow it. If it whispers, don't answer. And if it opens, run. I thought it was superstition, but that was before I found the bone in the garden. I came back to her house this spring to settle her affairs. She passed in her sleep, peaceful, but her room was freezing cold, and her window, though locked from the inside, had mud prints leading out. On the second floor, she left behind only one journal. Most of the entries were recipes, weather complaints, little notes about crows and foxes. But the last few pages were different. Less like writing, more like scratching. Entire paragraphs crossed out, as if something behind her had changed the rules while she was still writing them. One sentence repeated at the top of each page. The wound wants a name. At first, I thought she meant a metaphor, an emotional wound. Some trauma, maybe related to her husband's death. But then I found the path. It had rained that morning, and yet, halfway into the trees, the path was dry, cracked like sun-baked skin. Something pulled at my chest. Not fear exactly, more like guilt. Like I was trespassing in a place that remembered me, but I didn't remember it. I kept walking, and the forest grew quieter. No birds, no wind, just the occasional click, like teeth tapping in the dark. Then I saw it, a door, standing upright, no hinges, no frame, just an old wooden door with an iron handle embedded in the middle of the trail. It wasn't attached to anything, but the ground around it was wet and red, almost like flesh, like the path itself had opened, just like Grandma warned. I didn't open the door, but I touched it, and that was enough. That night, I dreamed of a man standing behind my reflection, not in the mirror, behind it. His face was blurry, shifting, like someone drowning behind glass. His arms were long, too long, and one of his hands pressed against the back of the mirror, warping the surface like melting plastic. He whispered, "I used to be you." And when I woke up, my fingernails were black. The path doesn't end now. Every time I check, it's longer. I mapped it, walked 2 miles deeper than the forest should allow, I saw symbols carved into tree bark. Some matched the ones in Grandma's journal. Some didn't. Some changed when I blinked. Yesterday I saw a deer with no mouth. It stood in the trail and stared, bleeding from the eyes. Its legs were bent the wrong way, like it had forgotten how to walk upright. When it turned and limped away, I swear I heard it whisper, "Tell me my name." I think the wound is more than a place. I think it's hungry. And now that I've touched it, it's opening wider, and it remembers me. The door was open this morning. I didn't hear it unlock. I didn't see it swing. It was just open, like it had always been. The wood was slick, pulsing faintly. The iron handle looked wet, like it had been sweating in the cold. The ground around it wasn't soil anymore. It was black tissue, veined and humming. And from inside came a sound that should never echo in a forest. A heartbeat. I brought my grandmother's journal with me. I don't know why. Maybe because her last pages weren't warnings. They were instructions. One line repeated near the end. If the wound forgets, feed it something familiar. I stepped through the door. Everything shifted. I wasn't underground. I wasn't in the woods. I was inside something. The space was too round, the walls too soft. Every surface throbbed. The air tasted like iron and whispers. The floor squished beneath my feet like old carpet soaked in blood. There were bones embedded in the walls, teeth, antlers, spines, some shaped like animals, others not. And along the corridor were dozens of faces, pressed into the flesh like fossils. Their mouths twitched as I passed. Some of them I recognized. One of them was mine. I kept walking. Time didn't pass normally. My watch ticked backwards, then stopped. My thoughts weren't linear. Memories replayed out of order. Me as a child watching shadows dance on Grandma's ceiling. Me as an adult standing in a mirror that showed someone else's heartbeat. And finally, I reached the chamber, the core of the wound. It looked like a heart, but wrong. It didn't beat. It quivered. Veins fed into it from all sides, and below it, sitting cross-legged on a throne made of stitched-together ribs, was the man from the mirror. His head was featureless now, smooth as a thumbprint. But when he turned toward me, I felt my own skin try to crawl backward. He spoke without sound. You were meant to be hollow. He stood, and the chamber closed behind me. He placed one long hand over my chest, and I felt something move inside me, like my ribs were being rearranged. And then I heard my grandmother's voice, soft and shaking. I fed it names to keep it asleep, but now it wants yours. The man, the air of the wound, or maybe the wound itself. opened his arms like welcoming an embrace, and I understood. He didn't want to kill me. He wanted me to take his place, to sit in the rib throne, to become the mouth that whispers, the shape in the glass, the memory in the trees, to keep the door from opening again, unless, of course, I wanted to open it. I don't remember walking out, just waking up in Grandma's bed, the journal gone, the door in the woods now sealed shut, but my fingernails are black again. My voice sounds slower, and when I close my eyes, I see the path, longer than before, twisting toward someone else, someone younger, someone curious. If you ever find the path, don't follow it. And if the wound whispers your name, don't answer, because the voice might sound like yours, but it's only trying to remember how you used to be.